My name is Lauren Julerat, and I'm here with
Kyle Ludzinger,
Jacob Darby,
Quentin de Brabender,
Dom Wakeman.
When did your guys' band first form? I know the first Instagram post was around June. Is that when it became official, or was it a little bit before that?
So we did our first show at the end of May 2024, and but we got the whole band together the month before that, and then wrote a couple songs and performed it. Here, Quinn can speak more on this.
Kyle hit me up. He's like, we got us a show. And I'm like, we don't have a band, so we had to make a band out of it. And that's who we are today. But yeah, it came together in less than a month, which is pretty fun. It was a good challenge to have to write that fast.
Kyle and Dom, you guys went to the same high school here, McQueen. Did you guys know each other in high school, or did you meet after high school?
I met Dom in freshman year English with Miss Marini.
He was wearing a Rage Against the Machine shirt, and I was like, that's tight. And so the next day, I wore my Rage Against the Machine shirt. And then ever since then, we were just homies.
We met through a musician friend. He wanted a second guitar player, so he recruited Kyle. And then I think that day after, we both started like talking about music, and then we ended up jamming at my house after band practice, and then we became friends from there. And then we wrote a movie and stuff. That's how I met Dom. And then I met Jacob through the coffee shop, and then our other friend was like, hey, you guys should make music together. And then I recruited him through there. And then, yeah, we needed a cowbell player, so we found Dom.
Who came up with the name FKA Fingers? Because you guys were previously Lizard Ultra Grip, so why did the name change? What was the initial name and why?
Well, the real ones know. Initially, we were Fingers. We were Fingers for a short amount of time. And I think I bitched about it. I didn't like it. And so we changed it to Lizard Ultra Grip. And then immediately we decided that was one of the worst names ever devised. So we went back to Fingers, but we thought we would add the FKA because, you know, that kind of adds some flavor to it, some spice. So
And we were formerly
yeah,
known as Fingers.
exactly. So we like it. We like it. Yeah, it's like a pointer.
It's meta.
Oh, you guys fuck up fingers, bro. See, someone else is talking about that too. Yeah.
Most of you have prior experience making music or creating artistic things. Kyle, you studied English at UNR, and you're a freelance writer for Double Scoop.
Yes.
Jacob, you've been posting song covers on social media since 2019, correct? And you began releasing your own music the same year, I believe?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a SoundCloud exclusive, but it kind of is not good. It's not good. Not worth listening to.
And then you also won third place in the quarterfinal for ICCA.
Oh, yeah, we can talk about that.
Okay.
So UC Santa Cruz, two main a cappella groups, a choir a cappella, and Cloud9, that's the music major exclusive one. We went up against them, and we trounced them. We got third place, and they didn't place at all, dude. They couldn't look at me in the eyes. It was crazy. It was an unbelievable experience. It was so much fun.
You're an independent artist on Spotify, right? Under the name... Ugly Death? Okay, and were you formerly the drummer in the local band Pussy Velour?
Yes.
Okay, cool. How was that? What was that whole experience like?
It was really fun. I had a great time, but my time was to leave in about March, and then shortly after that, the world worked its magic and Fingers was formed.
I was gonna ask how all of your creative backgrounds have come together to help, make music or form what you guys have here. How does it help to the creative process, knowing what you know in music, writing, anything of that sort?
Quinn and I wrote a short film together shortly after that first project we did, and we just vibe with each other creatively, so it's always been really easy to kind of go between mediums with Quinn. I like his style, so I think it just kind of went from there.
Yeah, and my style is a lot different. I know when we post music, like recommendations, mine's, I think all of us kind of have like very different sort of things. And it kind of felt like we kind of cobbled something together that we had no idea if it was going to work. And then it just kept sounding good and people kept liking it. And we just keep doubling down. And that's been kind of our process, I think. So.
Yeah. I think my background's more in like punk rock and like gothic stuff from like the 80s and 70s. So it's been fun to kind of like infuse that with like I obviously have like a drum machine and stuff, so it's like cool to like have that like old school feel, but still like have the new school touches that you guys bring about, you know.
So my background is in like hip hop production. I did that in high school a lot, and so this is like my first experience being a part of a band and actually with the instrumentation and music theory actually coming together in with 4 different individuals. So I actually learned a lot from all these guys, and so it's been a lot of fun just learning and just being, you know, creative with people that are like-minded, even with our different tastes and everything like that. So.
And since your guys' formation, you've played at Midnight Coffee Roasting, Low Bar, and you have an upcoming show October 12th at the Holland Project. And then you have a house show in an hour or so. What's your guys' usual routine for preparing for a show, and how do you feel about tonight's show?
Usually we go to our practice space at the Musician Rehearsal Center, and we'll jam out for like 3 songs that we're not like totally comfortable on. Like, we're comfortable on everything, but like whatever needs to be worked on, we'll work on real quick, and then we'll go get everything set up, and then we'll do like a sound check, and then we'll go on, and that's been the process thus far.
Absolutely. Yeah, if there are emus, then we'll pet the emus. So far, there've only been emus at one show that we've done. We're working on booking more gigs with more emus here.
More emails in the future.
Ostriches, other long-necked animals, geese would be sick, giraffes, yeah.
Giraffe would be tight.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. I'd be dummy lit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
anything else you wanna-
smoking a cigarette and drinking a beer before the show. It's my process.
Classic.
And then you guys just released an EP a week ago on September 9th. What's the writing process like for you guys? And does one person usually bring an idea to the table and you all kind of build off of it? Or is it more of like a collaborative effort?
I'd say kind of both. You want to speak on this?
Yeah, no, I think it's very, very collaborative and very kind of equal from all sides. It really does feel like, you know, like 3 to 4 elements colliding together at the same time that we both built, and everything really works out. And that kind of leads to the songwriting being really horizontal, which is something that I really appreciate coming from like a more jazz classical background. You know, so it's not just like we all have chord changes and we're just following those changes. That's what I really appreciate about our writing process.
It's been really fun to be part of a project where it's all equal, I feel. It's like rare to find a band that's like not equal, but it's been cool to be a part of that. I think it works well, and it shows well too, you know. I think any one of our influences would probably be overpowering, but the fact that we all 4 write together makes like a weird, unique sound that not many other people have, I think.
I agree with everything said. It seems like most of our songs are just jam sessions that turn into something good, and we just keep it.
Quinn and I have a project called the Children's Choir of Reno, Nevada. It's up on Spotify. It's on my Instagram bio, and it's tight. You should check it out. We haven't promoted it very much, so I'm gonna plug it right now.
Sure. If we're plugging, then my solo music is just Darby, just my last name. It's kind of acoustic vibe. The most recent record, very vocal heavy. I was an acapella group. Mentioned that.
Yeah, My Own Music and Ugly Death is cool. And then I'll be doing a collaboration with Sophie Woodhouse here in like the winter months, I think.
Yeah, this band's my main thing musically right now. There is some things in the background, but it's not anytime soon, probably. So, I used to be in a group called Lost Planet. There was we're on SoundCloud and stuff, but that stuff's bad. But yeah.
What is your biggest band pet peeve?
When people are late to practice, and I'm guilty of this.
I mean, that's pretty real. I think that's the universal one. But if I gotta pick something else, set lists with the same chord progression in a row.
I'd say as far as live bands go, I hate when people talk too much or have like odd noodling stories where they have to like play the guitar over top of their story. I really dislike that.
My big pet peeve is when I show up 30 minutes early every practice and they're 45 minutes late.
Actually, and speaking for him as well, when people change guitars for like one song or like literally like 10 seconds of a song,
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
that's unbelievably aggravating. But yeah.
More on the theme of Halloween, what is your guys' favorite horror movie if you watch horror movies?
Mine's Silence of the Lambs. I have Buffalo Bill's wrist tattoo on my wrist. I like that movie a lot. I think it's like the best movie probably ever made.
For me, probably Alien, the original one, not the director's cut. That sucks. Theatrical cut is my second favorite movie of all time.
I think The Shining's pretty good.
I'll probably say Psycho, Norman Bates.
what's a childhood fear that haunted you guys? Or like an embarrassing childhood story that you can think of?
I'll think of something.
The only other time I went to Santa Cruz before going to college there, we went to the boardwalk, and there's some ride where you went around circles and you picked up rings. And I wanted the rings off the ground, and I put my head through the bars to get the rings, and my head couldn't come out the bars. And they needed the fire department to come and get my head out the
I
bars.
have one like that.
Yeah.
I was briefly in the McQueen marching band's pit percussion section, and I was marching with cymbals, and I knocked the button off my shorts, and my shorts fell down, and a band mom came and pulled it back up while I was marching. All right, there you go.
So there was one time I was probably 10 years old, and I was at a grocery store trying to get something off the top shelf, and I was jumping up and down, and my shorts hit the ground. And I committed to the bit, though. I just walked around.
I can't think of an embarrassing story, but I was always so scared to throw up in school. I feel like everyone threw up in school at least once, and I like held it in like so bad. There's like some times where I was like so sick in class. I was like,
Different.
yeah, but yeah, it's a fear that haunted me for a long time. And I started drinking too much, and it kind of went away.